Welcome to another session in the lab. Today we're going to be going further down south on our song. So far we've created our intro, we've created a chorus, we've had a breakdown so we can take the energy way down and then bring it back up a little bit for that verse, but still have enough room for our singer or our rapper to do what they need to do. Now we're going to go to our next very well-known part of any song, and that is the bridge. Now a bridge is, you can think of it like a second kind of intro, but it's not an intro. It has a little less energy, but it's a little bit different. It has a little bit of a different flavor, a different spice in the song, and it just helps freshen up the song. Because if you have the same chorus over and over again and the same verse and the same musical aspect to a verse over and over again, it can become a bit stale. So the bridge comes along to make it fresh and also to have a slight dip in energy to usher in the next chorus, which will have some slight variations but be similar to the first chorus. So the bridge is to add some freshness and still usher in a good amount of energy and allow that second chorus or third chorus to pop. All right, so that's what we're going to be working on today with our bridge. And we're going to be having three special kinds of effects. We're going to be having a slicing effect. So when we slice things up, we split our different tracks, and we're going to give it a stuttering effect, right? So it's when someone stutters, that's usually what happens. It's hard for them to get a word out, okay? So we're going to try and make that effect when we're cutting up and slicing our tracks. So the first one is we're going to be slicing. The second one is we're going to be doing some pitch shifting. So shifting pitches, like if I'm singing this note, ah, then I change, ah, da. All right, so I'm just changing the pitch. I'm changing the notes that I'm singing. So first one is going to be slicing, second one is going to be pitch shifting, and the third one is going to be a reversing, all right, a reversal. And that's a lot easier than you think it is. Kind of like if my name is Sir B, backwards, that will be B-Riz. Yes, I'll let you figure that out. So let's take this back to our song. So this is what we had from last time. I'm going to work with what I created last time just to save up on a lot of time. But please feel free to create a new track, or if your last track was good, then you can use that as well. But if it was not good, do not fool yourself and try and say this is okay. No, it's not okay for you if you know it's not okay. If it doesn't sound right, don't put it in the oven. If it doesn't taste right, don't serve it to the guests, okay? So if it doesn't sound right, feel free to create another one. All right, so let's just remind ourselves of what we have from last time. So this is from my dip. All right, here comes my verse. Right there. So our bridge is going to have 4 bars. We're going to create it between bar 37 and bar 41. So 37 to 38 is 1 bar, 38 to 39 is 2 bars, 39 to 40, 3 bars, 40 to 41, 4 bars, okay? That's what we're going to create it. Now, over here you can see this crash that I put in there is already kind of taking up those bars, but that's okay. That's just to usher in the next section. So I want you to pick 3 different tracks that you're going to work on. And feel free to use the exact same ones as me. It just makes it simple. So I'm going to work with my beat over here, my synth bass, and my synth. Let me drag my beat up over here so it's a bit closer to everything, and so we can work with that. All right, so my beat, synth bass, I'll drag my synth bass up here as well. All right, so starting off, I want you to pay super close attention because this can get a bit confusing if you don't pay attention. So we're going to do a lot of copy and pasting, okay? So I'm going to start here with my beat. It's highlighted on the track. I'm going to Command C, or you can right click and click copy. And then take this to the way you want to start your bridge, which is from bar 37. Paste that over there. Now, this has already taken up the full amount of our bridge, but we don't want it to take the full amount of our bridge. Let's shorten it down by 2 bars. So it's only going to take bar number 37 and 38. All right, nice. Now we're going to copy and paste this again. I'm going to Command C, take that right there, and boom. Now I'm going to shorten it by half a bar right over there, okay? So now it's taking up half the bar, and we're going to copy and paste that again, and it's going to take up another half of that bar. All right, so between 39 and 40, we have two sections of the same track. So let's hear it from here. All right, so you can kind of see that stutter is already coming, that dun, dun. All right, so all I did was, let me do that one more time. So you copy this track, you paste it onto the next bar. So far this track has taken only 2 bars, okay? Paste it there, shorten it so it takes half a bar. Then copy and paste what you've shortened. That's the trick. Copy and paste what you've shortened, take it there, boom. Now for the last bar, 40 to 41, we're gonna take what we've copied and pasted, and we're gonna paste it in bar number 40, but now we want it to be split 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4 across that bar, meaning each pasting is gonna take only 1 beat. So the beats are these small markings over here, right? That's 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beats, 4 beats. So here it took up 2 beats, 1, 2, and here it took up the other 2 beats, 3, 4. All right, so here I've shortened it out. Let me do that again so you can really get it. Let me get out of here. All right, so I paste that. Boom. It takes up 2 beats. I just need to take up 1. So I shorten it down so it takes up only 1 beat. Now, this is where the stutter really becomes emphasized. So I copy and paste what I've just shortened. So I'm copying that right there. Then I'm pasting it to my next beat. And move to the next beat. I'm using my arrow to move. Paste it again. Move it again. Boom. So now I have all these different slices over here. So here was a full slice taking up 2 bars. Here, I chopped it in half. Well, I kind of like chopped it a bit more than half, and it took up only 1 bar. And here, it took up 1 bar again. But in this time, even though it took up 1 bar, it was split in half. And here, it was split in quarters, okay? So let's hear what that sounds like so you can get a feeling of that stuttering effect. Split, 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 split. All right, so right there. Not hard, but it can be tricky if you don't get it. But the main thing is use your copy and pasting function and slice it. All right, whatever you slice, copy and paste it and put it like that. All right, so I've done that for my beat. I'm gonna do that for my synth as well. Same concept. Now this is super long. If you can see this goes from bar 29 to bar 36. That's about like 8 bars. So I only need it to last 2 bars. So we're gonna do the necessary surgery. So I've copied and pasted. There, and I've pasted it. I'm going to shorten it so it only takes up 2 bars, bar 37 and bar 38. I'm going to copy it again, paste it here. I'm going to shorten it so it only takes up half a bar. I'm going to copy what I've just shortened. There we go. Let me do this so you guys can see it. But sometimes if I use the command, don't be like, oh, I didn't see him copy. All right, just get used to knowing that I use the commands, and you should too. Then from bar 40, I paste it again, and this time I shorten it down so it can only take up 1 beat right over there. I move it, paste. Oh, and I see what happened. This one became fat because I didn't copy what I had shortened. So right there, boom, move with my arrow, paste, move my arrow, paste. Let's see what my synth sounds like when it's shortened. All right, let's see, wait. So right there, there's something that sounds like it should land. It should land on a specific chord. So I'm going to stretch that out just a little bit, just so we can hear that sound. So let's hear this from here. Right there, it sounds like it's landed from bar 39. So you kind of just have to use your ears to see like, okay, has it reached the chord that I'm looking for? It's not a must, but I'm going to do that because it sounds a little bit better. Now from there, I'm just going to copy and paste that, put it over here. Then I'm going to paste it one more time, shorten it to be 1 beat, copy what I've shortened or what you've sliced, paste it, paste it, paste it. Now let's hear that. It's reached the chord. Nice. All right, that works. So you don't have to necessarily do that. If you can't hear like if it's changed the chord, if it's reached where you want it to reach, then that's fine. Just work with the way it's currently flowing. But if you have that ear and you can hear that, okay, it's kind of like not getting there yet, allow it to get there and then slice it up from there. All right, so this was BLTSM. I need some synth bass because the bass I have over here, it doesn't match the way this moves over here. So let me go to this pack. You can see it says BLTSM. I'm going to go BandLab Sounds, go Loops. Let's type in BLTSM. All right, and I am looking for some bass. Here we go. Yeah, that works. That's because it works perfectly because that was in the same pack. All right, so let me drag that in where I want it in the bridge. Boom. Right there, now it's super long. Let me shorten it a lot. I'm going to shorten it for the same length that I originally did the other one, which was it's stretched a little bit into bar 39. Remember, because I said it needs to land on that chord. So this one will do the same. So let me slice it up there. Boom. Copy and paste that. Push it over here. Then let me push it over here again. I'm going to shorten it. Copy what I've shortened. Whenever you shorten it, just copy what you shorten. That's the trick. Now see what happened there. Let me try it again. That's my editor. We're actually going to get into that just now. All right, let me copy that. Let's see if that works. No, it's not. So let me just do that manually. Now let's copy that. Move. Move. All right, let's see what that sounds like. Sounds like a sub bass. Nice. All right. So far, we've done that on 3 tracks, our beat, our synth, and our synth bass. So make sure you do it on 3 tracks. You don't need to do it on more than that, okay? Now we're done with our first thing. We have sliced to create a stuttering effect. Now we're going to do some pitch shifting. That's the second thing. So we need to work with things that actually have musical notes. And a beat does not have a musical note. Remember, it's like hitting on the drums. When you ask a drummer, hey man, tune your instrument, it can be tuned, but you'll not notice the difference unless you're like a pro dude. So we're going to work with our synth and synth bass because those actually have musical notes. Now this is not hard. All you're going to do is, from bar number 40, we're going to double click. And when you double click, it opens this thing called your editor. You can see down here, your editor. Boom. Click that, okay? Or just double click on what you want it to be. Now it shows it's super zoomed in, so I'm just going to zoom out. You can click this minus magnifying glass or just pinch on your keypad and it shortens it. All right, right there. I just want to see them all in place. So for the first beat within bar 40, you're not going to do any pitch shifting. You're going to click on the second one. And over here on your left-hand side, you're going to see where it says pitch shift. Click plus. Boom. We've shifted it by 1. You click on the next one. Then you shift that one by 2. Then you click on the next one and you shift by 3. All right. So this one is 0, 1, 2, 3 because we have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm doing this on my synth. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll see here on the pitch shift, it says 0. Next one says 1. Then it says 2. Then it says 3. Pretty straightforward. And let's hear what that sounds like. Let's take it from bar 39. So you see how it's getting higher in pitch? That's what we want. Now we're going to do the same thing for our synth bass because it also has musical notes. I'm going to double click on where it starts those 4 slices. I'm going to zoom out by pinching in. All right, there are my 4 divisions. So the first one, make sure it's 0. The second one, shift it to 1. Third one, shift it to 2. Fourth one, shift it to 3. I wish it'd be straightforward, like just shift 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do that. I'm not saying you can't. Just make sure they all move together. All right, so let's hear what that sounds like with our synth bass. All right, now let's hear that with our synth and our synth bass. Let's take it from bar 37. All right, and right there, we've just shifted the pitch. Now, For our third thing, we're going to reverse. And what I want you to do is you're going to pick an effect, one of the effects that you've used. I'm going to keep it super simple and use this crash I have over here. Now, boom. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten this out because it's super long, and as you can see, there's no waves right over here. It's just a flat line, so we don't need all of that. Let me just copy and paste it anyway. So copy there. I'm going to shorten it by a lot because we don't want all that flatness. Then I'm going to paste it towards my end, the end of that bridge, which is bar 40. And it's super long. I don't need it to be that long. I'm going to shorten it out. And let's hear what that sounds like as a solo. All right. So whenever you hit that crash on a drum, it goes from loud to quiet. The sound tapers down. All right. So we call that a diminuendo in music, in orchestral music, when it gets from loud to quiet. But when we reverse it, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to go from quiet and it's going to swell and become loud. That's called a crescendo. Okay. But this is going to be more of a swell effect, but still holds the same musical term, crescendo, getting gradually louder or really, really loud. Crescendo is more like gets really loud very quickly though. All right, so this is super easy. All we're going to do is click on that effect or whatever you decide to use, but make sure it's an effect. Right click on it and go all the way down here where it says reverse region. Click on that. And if I stretch it out, yeah. So one thing you have to watch out for. So let me do this one more time. So I'm going to paste this over here. Now I'm going to reverse region while it's still super long. So go there, click reverse region, and now you can see at the end. And if you don't do it like that, then you'll just be seeing blank space and be like, oh, what happened? All right. So just make sure you have the full length of the track before you shorten it out. So now let me shorten it out. Let's go. Right there. Let me bring it in. Let's take it for like 4 bars worth, although it doesn't really make a difference because it really just comes up right over here, the last 2 bars. But let's hear what that sounds like with a reversal. A nice swell. All right, so we have a stuttering effect. By slicing it, we have a pitch shift by shifting the pitch, and we have a reversal, a reverse effect. Let's hear what that sounds like for our bridge. Let's take it from the end of our verse to the beginning of our bridge. That works perfectly good. So that bridge is very similar to our verse, but it's going to take us to our chorus, and that chorus is going to have a lot of energy, just like our previous chorus, but some slight variations because it's our next chorus. We don't want it to sound exactly the same as the previous chorus. Okay, so make sure you have those 3 things. First of all, you pick 3 tracks, and from those 3 tracks, you're going to slice them up to create a stuttering effect. Then you're going to take the 2 effects that have musical sounds, or if you chose 3 that have musical sounds, then that's fine. But then give them a pitch shift, make sure they all shift together. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to reverse an effect. So that's going to be any effect you choose. You can keep it simple, use a crash, whatever is interesting and you find it, use it. All right. So get those 3 things done and you have yourself a legitimate bridge that is then going to blow up and take us to our next chorus. Have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.